Now, in the last lecture, we have just started with finding elements and working with different elements, right? We just typed in this input box and clicked on the next button. Now, after clicking on the next button, what I need to do is I need to enter the password, right? So for entering the password, I'll again inspect this element. So you can directly inspect it. This is the password element. You can see the type equal to password, and there are other many things over here. The name is there, and we can try using name. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this name equal to password, and I'll simply say driver dot find element by dot name this dot send keys because we are typing and some password, right? So let's run this and see if we are able to type the password or not. So she clicked and it didn't type anything. So now, if there is any such issue that it is not able to type or it is not able to click or perform any action on a particular element, then you will definitely gonna see some exception showing up in your console window over here. So let's look at this console window and see what exception we are getting. So it is saying something like no search element exception. So it's saying unable to locate this element with the name password. Now, why it is not able to locate it? The element was already there on the page, right? Let's run it again and see if the element is there, if it is a dynamic element or if there is anything that is changing with the element. So we can check it on runtime as well. See, the element is there, right? If you right click on this element, click on inspect, let's see the name is dynamic, is it changing or what? So if I inspect this now, and to increase the font size, control plus plus, and over here you're gonna see the name for this element is password. So name is password only. Then why it says that it is unable to find this element on the page? Right? We got the same exception. If you look over here, the exception says no such element exception, unable to locate element with the name password. Now, what could be the reason? The element is already there. It may happen, see, if I go over here, initially the element is not present on the page. Right, initially we have this username input box, the email input box, and the next button. When I click on next, it takes few seconds and then the element shows up. Now it is taking few seconds to show this element on the same page. Same page as in the page is not changing. It is like if I go to seleniumhq.org or any website, and if I click on this tab, see the page is changing now. But over here, the page is not changing. If you click on next, it is on the same page. It is actually changing on the same page, right? So whenever the elements, like if initially the element is not there on the same page, and if you click on any button or link and the navigation happens in the same page, but it takes a while to display that element, so there is definitely a synchronization issue. Synchronize as in there is a wait issue. You need to provide some wait after you click on the next button. So you need to wait for, it could be 1 second, could be half a second, right? So something like there are many wait strategies available in case you're working with WebDriver. WebDriver is very good in handling wait dynamically. As in, like prior to Selenium WebDriver, when Selenium RC was there, these synchronization techniques were not available at the time of RC. So what people used to do, they used to write something called as thread.sleep. Now this is a Java internal functionality. This thread is a Java class, Java lang thread, right? So this is a Java class. And sleep is a method which asks you to provide milliseconds. So let's say 1000 milliseconds, which is equal to 1 second. So when I do a mouse over, I need to add this around a try catch, or I need to add the throws declaration. This we have already discussed in the exception handling lecture. So if I just click on this, what this thread sleep will gonna do, this will actually gonna halt the execution for 1 second till the time the password element shows up, and it will type on the password. So let's run this and see if this happens, if there is a synchronization issue or not. And see, it typed the password. So there was actually a synchronization issue, right? It's actually a synchronization issue. We actually need to wait. Now, this thread.sleep is not at all recommended when you're working on WebDriver. Why? Because this is a hard-coded wait. As in, next time, let's say it may take more than 1 second to show up this element. Then again we'll encounter the same error. So we may increase the sleep time to 10,000 milliseconds, which is equal to 10 seconds. Now, if I run this thing right now, what happens is, it will again go over here, click on next, and see it is still waiting. Because thread.sleep will halt the execution for 10 seconds. It's a hard-coded wait. And then see, after 10 seconds, it actually typed over here. So that is the reason it is not recommended. If, let's say, the element shows up in just 1 second, then 9 seconds will be wasted. And let's say we have written just 3 lines of code and we have used thread.sleep once. Maybe when I write 500 lines of code or 1000 lines of code, I may use thread.sleep 100 times on an average wait of 10 seconds. Now, you can imagine the script execution time will be increased by 10 seconds into 100 times. And that too, when I'm again running it, maybe all the elements started showing up in just 1 second. Then 9 seconds into 100 times will be wasted. And again, we are not sure. Again and again, we'll keep on using thread.sleep, thread.sleep, thread.sleep. So this is not at all a better approach, right? So there are some dynamic waits available in case of WebDriver, which is actually called as implicit wait and explicit wait, right? So these are very, very important things to know, like these synchronization and to work with implicit and explicit wait. And one more form of explicit wait, something that is called as fluent wait, right? So these things are very much asked in interviews as well. What is the difference in implicit and explicit wait? Which one should be using, right? But we'll be studying about all these 3 types of wait: implicit, explicit, and fluent, and other waiting strategies as well, right? So very first thing, we're going to start with implicit wait. So we'll not be dependent on this thread.sleep. We're never going to use thread.sleep. I mean, very rare scenario when intentionally you want to halt the execution, then you can use it. But normally, we're never going to use it. Right, so I'm going to comment out this. So how this implicit wait we're going to achieve over here? Implicit wait. Let's see, do we have anything for waiting in Selenium? So as I said, everything starts from WebDriver interface. So let's see, do we have anything for wait? This is close, this is find element, title, manage, navigate, quit, and that's it. Do you see anything which will help us in managing waits? So I can see something called as manage. Now what this manage is? See, how to implement implicit wait, there is a syntax for it, right? Before that, before moving on to implicit wait, I'm going to show you how to maximize a window, right? Normally what is happening when I'm running this code, the window is not maximized by default. See, this is a default view of the Chrome browser. I want to maximize it. So how to maximize the window? See, when I ask this question to my students, most of the time I get the correct answer. So people say driver.manage.window.maximize. This is a command for maximizing the window. So let's run this and see if the window is maximized or not. And yes, it is maximized. But this is not a command. Right? This is not a command that you need to learn. You need to understand the architecture behind this statement. What is this? What is manage? What is window? What is maximize? Right? What are these three things? Where is manage coming from? We have just seen manage is coming from this WebDriver interface. Then what is window? Manage is a method. Window is also a method. Maximize is also a method. So how this is coming, where this is coming from? We don't see this window method over here. We don't see this maximize method over here. So where is this coming from? You remember I showed you one thing where we have done driver.getTitle. See this driver.getTitle. What it returns? It returns a string class. String is an internal Java class. So if I put a dot over here, I should be able to get access to all the string class methods. And I called one of the method called as length. Driver.getTitle.length. And this is the same thing. When you do driver.manage, then manage also returns you something called as options. Now what is this options? If you see over here, driver.manage. Manage returns you an option. What is option? This is another interface. What you want to manage, you'll find it in options interface. You want to manage cookies, you want to manage logs, timeouts, or windows. I want to manage window. So I'll say dot window. Again, what window is returning you? Another interface, that is a window interface. So if you go down, you'll find what do you want to do with the window? Full screen, position, size, or maximize. And see, maximize is a void method. It means if you put a dot over here, it will give you all the method from that window interface. And you call maximize, it's a void method, so you cannot put a dot after it. So this is how this statement is being generated. There are three interfaces and three different methods. And you know that interface does not have the method definition. Method definition is inside a class. So you yourself can see three different classes, three different interfaces, and three different methods are combined together in order to maximize a window. Right? So don't worry about the complexity of this because you need not to design it. These methods are already designed. You just need to know the technique how to call them from different classes and different interfaces. Then this Java document will actually going to help you in doing that. That is the reason I said the very first point of contact should be this WebDriver interface. And this interface will help you in navigating in all these classes that you see over here. So from manage, we have gone to options. Over here, we have gone to windows, and then we have maximized. So this is how driver.manage.window.maximize. It actually works. You need not to learn this thing, right? And now, if I talk about how to manage weight, see, even weight as well, you'll get it over here. You go to manage, so you need to say driver.manage, and manage returns you options. In options, just see if there is anything for weight, see timeouts. If I click on this, it returns me another timeout interface. And if you go down, you'll find one of the method called as implicitly wait. So you'll say manage.timeouts.implicitly wait. So long argument, let's say 10. And this time unit, see time unit is coming from Java util concurrent. Time unit is basically a class. So you'll say time unit. Time unit means what this 10 is. So that you'll be defining with time unit. So put a dot. Is this 10 days? Is this 10 minutes? Or is it 10 seconds? So I'm going to give 10 seconds. So this is what your implicit wait is defined with. Now, if you look at the definition, it specifies the amount of the time driver should wait when searching for an element if it is not immediately present. So I am focusing more on immediately present. This is because implicit wait only check the presence condition. Only present condition means there could be a number of other conditions as well where wait is required. Right? But implicit wait only going to wait for the presence of element. Till the time the element is not present, it will wait for 10 seconds. But 10 seconds is the maximum timeout. If an element is found in just 1 second, it will not wait for 10 seconds. But if the element is not found till 10 seconds, it will wait till 10 seconds, and after that, it will throw an exception, no such element exception. Right? So this is how you will be declaring implicit wait, and you need to declare it only once. Not like thread.sleep again and again you need to use it. You'll be defining this implicit wait only once, and then it will be tied up with your driver. Wherever you use driver.find element, driver.find element, everywhere the implicit wait will be applicable for 10 seconds. But it will not wait for 10 seconds for all the elements. It will only going to wait wherever the wait is required. Right, till the time the element is not found. If element is found in 1 second, it will going to work in 1 second. So if we are finding this password, I have commented out this thread.sleep. Right, so if I run this thing now, and as soon as the password element is found, it will going to work with that element. Let's see. See, it typed the password. Now we need not to worry about the wait part. So this is one of the best thing in WebDriver. That this is how you can manage a dynamic wait. And this is what implicit wait is all about. Right? So in this lecture, we're going to look at, this much only. Just try practicing around implicit wait. In the next lecture, we're going to see whether, what happens if we face more synchronization issues and what all synchronization issues are there when we are automating a website and how we're going to handle them. Right? So this synchronization is a very, very important part. All right. Thank you.